What the deal, my people? You know it is, Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one, and this one is it possible? D+D equals T. Now, this is a very, very popular theory. I think it was put forth by a man named XY Seth on Redid It, and I do believe that this got the best of 2015 Alchemist Award on Redid It. So I will put the link in the description of this theory so you can go and take a look at it yourself, because I'm just going to give you a Cliff Notes version of it, and then I'm going to give you my take on this theory and see if I believe that it's possible that this is even true. Now, first off, this cat, when he sets it off, he says that King's Landing has 7 gates, and that you might think that this 7 relates to the 7 gods or the 7 kingdoms. But what if the 7 was invented just to play with us, to mask the elaborate interrelation between A Song of Ice and Fire and one of the most famous works from ancient Greek world itself? Now, the ancient Greeks referred to Thebes as 7-gated Thebes. Now, in other words, King's Landing equals Thebes. Now, Thebes is most famous for being home to Ocpidius. The legendary Ocpidius killed his father and married his mother. Incest, as we see with the Lannisters. So, now for the candidate of Ophidius Rex, it is said that there can only be one true candidate for him. Now, he is nearly universally hated, and he kills his father. And the only person that we can say is Tyrion Lannister, the favorite dwarf of A Song of Ice and Fire.
Tyrion.
And by saying that, we are also saying that he is destined to put the dick to his mother, Daenerys Targaryen. So let me give you the similarities between Tyrion and Ophidius Rex. Now, Tyrion has an abnormal gait. He waddles when he walks. Ophidius literally means swollen foot. Has his feet bound, which would create a somewhat abnormal gait. Now, Tyrion saves King's Landing, but does not save him from being hated. Ophidius saves Thebes, but that does not save him from being hated. Tyrion was disowned by his father Tywin.
You're no son of mine. I am your son.
Ophidius was disowned by his father Lewis. Tyrion killed his father Tywin. Ophidius kills his father Latus. So when you look at these things, we see the similarities between these two characters, why they can be taken as such. So now we must go on to Tyrion's supposed mother, Joanna Lannister. To explain the Joanna Lannister situation in this theory is basically that a womb does not make you a mother. So if someone takes their eggs and gets someone else's sperm and then puts them inside of you, are you a real mother? And that is what they're saying, and that is what happened here. So what we have with Tyrion here is just an early example of a surrogate pregnancy. Now that does leave the question then, who is Tyrion's real mother? Who is Tyrion's real father? So we're saying that it's Dany, then the father must be Khal Drogo. Now we know that Dany gives birth to a child that Miramax claims to be hideous and deformed, half human and fiendish. And the quote goes like this: "Monstrous," Miramax finished for him. "Twisted. I drew him forth myself. He was scaled like a lizard, blind, was a stub of a tail, and small leathered wings like the wings of a bat." Now, if we look at when Tyrion was born, we can easily see that they are similar to Rhaego's characteristics. A twisted little demon monkey. A twisted little monster. Your head was monstrous huge, we heard. Half again the size of your body. Tailed. You were said to have one. A stiff curly tail like a swine's. So we could see that this is definitely some type of similar situation going on here with the birth of Tyrion and the birth of Dany's child, Rhaegar. Now, as a child of Dany and Drogo, we see that he is associated with wings and scaly situations. Now, 2 additional association is 1, as Master of Coin, Tyrion had the king's scales. Number 2, Tyrion's Lannister line is connected with a scaly lizard through Martin's inventing a special fantasy creature called the Lizard Lion. How did this surrogate pregnancy take place? How is this possible that this happened? So this is how it happened. And it happened because of Mary Master. First, we must also look at this kind of elephant in the room, that Joanna Lannister and Dany were not alive at the same time. But Mary Master has this covered, because Mary Master does talk about cycling through time. She says, when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, then he will return, and not before. So in other words, she is saying, before Dany's husband returns, a reversal in time, symbolizing the sun moving in its opposite direction. Now, Quaithe too has more to say about time travel. To go north, you must go south. To reach the west, you must go east. To go forward, you must go back. Now, in this theory, they are trying to say that something from the past needs to come from the future, and something from the future must make its way back to the past. That something is Dany's unborn fetus, Rhaego, whom Miri transplants back in time into Joanna's already occupied womb by using Drogo's soul. Now, Joanna's genuine fetus, by Tywin or Aerys, we don't know, isn't delivered and remains dead for years until Miri uses blood magic, and uses this magic to get the baby back into the present. And Dany delivers the decaying time capsule. And this is Miri confirming that Joanna's fetus, delivered by Dany, has been dead for years. When I touched him, the flesh sailed off his bones, and inside he was full of grey worms and the stink of corruption. He had been dead for years. Using Drogo's soul, Miri transports Rhaego, the fetus, back in time where he's delivered by an already pregnant Joanna. Joanna's fetus, which is fathered by Tywin or Aerys, doesn't make it. Collateral blood magic causes the fetus to resemble Rhaego and begin to decay. After being dead for years, Miri sends it back to the future and delivers it from Dany's womb. Back in the past, Rhaego gets named by Tyrion. Tyrion lives as a Lannister for over 34 years. Even though he's already absorbed his biological father Drogo, Tyrion kills his adoptive father Tywin for shits. Tyrion returns to Dany to complete Miri's prophecy. Then, her husband will return, and not before. Tyrion marries Dany, his mother. Octopedius gets Rexed. So, do I believe that D+D equals T? Nope. Not at all. I think it's a cute little theory, and I understand why people may want to believe this, but it is impossible for this to take place. And let me just give you one quick reason before I go into numerous reasons. But number one is this. We know that the show Game of Thrones is doing the most important stories in the show. They're doing stories that cannot be taken out of the show in any way. The stories that need to be shown to make this story work on TV. Right? So it's hard for me to believe that something of this importance would not be shown. Number two, the actress who played Mary Master, I think she had 8 minutes and 55 seconds of total screen time in her season that she was on. I would think that someone of that much importance would get more screen time than that. I mean, Jorah Mormont got 10 minutes and 37 seconds. Gren got 10 minutes and 12 seconds. I mean, Jory Cassell got 9 minutes and 49 seconds that season. And when you look at the people that got 8 minutes, around 8 minutes or less of screen time, it really wasn't people that were that important. Shay got 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Roz got 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Lewin got 8 minutes and 9 seconds. Osha got 8 minutes and 7 seconds. So it seems that she is more down with those characters more than the people that is above her that got more screen time. For that one reason alone, I will say without a doubt that it is impossible for this situation to happen. Next, I will say the reason why Tyrion is deformed or looks deformed or could have possibly been born with a tail is because he possibly could be a Targaryen himself. Not because of Dany, but because of the whole situation with his Joanna and Ares. That is the reason why. If any reason why he looks like that, it's going to be because of that. And this, the whole idea of the surrogate pregnancy at this particular time, in this book series, I just don't see it happening. When the sun rises in the west and sets in the east is probably more of a situation with Quentin Martell. To go north, you must go south. To reach west, you must go east. To go forward, you must go back. I think this is all just a symbol of Dany going back to Westeros and everything she must do there. And the whole situation, when I touched him, his flesh side off his bone. Inside he was full of gray worms, a state of corruption. He had been dead for years. Now, I think that this is just a direct contrast to what Dany seen in the House of the Undying when she seen her son, how beautiful he looked, how his skin was so great and his hair was so flowing. I think this is the exact opposite, because when he was inside the tent, he would have came out that way, but when he was in the tent and got touched by the shadows that Mirror Master cast on this blood magic, it turned him into this decrepit form, and I think they were trying to show that he is part dragon. That is the reason why he looked like this, more than this being a fetus transported throughout time. So that's my take on D+D=T. You let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe this theory or not? Is Dany Tyrion's mother or is she not? I don't think so. Will he fuck her? Anything's possible. That may happen, but if he does, he won't be fucking his mother. So, if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace! And stay sexy.